If you make a product in America, you don't actually have to pay the tariff.
As a business owner who makes all of her products in America, I can tell you why this doesn't really give you the full picture. Not only are all my products made here in America, they're made in New York City. Every single piece of jewelry that I produce is made in Manhattan. My business is hyper-local and it relies and feeds into the jewelry production of this city. I think it's really important to invest in that infrastructure. I have never outsourced anything in my life, and these tariffs will still affect my business.
One of the craziest things about this claim that Donald Trump's massive tariffs will bring manufacturing, quote unquote, back to the US is that there are things that are made here. There are already things being manufactured in the US. There's clothing that is made here, there are shoes, there's art, there's home decor, there's all sorts of things that are made by small businesses mostly in the United States who work really hard to have sustainable and ethical supply chains. It's not like it's illegal to buy things made in the United States. Y'all could have been buying them whenever you wanted, but you didn't. You didn't want to spend the money.
I think a lot of you guys are about to find out exactly how replaceable the United States is, because arguably the only American export that cannot actually be replaced by another country, technically, is American culture via American media.
Both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America, and also more freedom of people to move between Europe and North America if they wish. If they wish to work in Europe or wish to work in America, they should be allowed to do so, in my view.
Donald Trump's tariffs might end my art business of 3.5 years. The tariffs are about to make like everything super expensive, including inventory for me, but like just normal goods for the normal customer in the US.
Donald Trump just cost Red State, Ohio, thousands of jobs and $1 billion investment as Microsoft announces it's canceling its plans to build 3 data centers there.
Brace yourselves, my friends. In just a few hours, those massive 104% tariffs on China are taking effect. That is going to impact so much of your budget and your wallet, it's hard to even quantify.
Think about the labor cost of how ridiculously expensive it's going to be to have those same things manufactured in the US, not even considering the electrical costs, the transportation costs, the overhead costs, the fact that we have way more regulations. So when you think about it this way, is China subsidizing the US? We live in a world of free trade, and there's a reason for it.
So if you thought your group chats were messy, welcome to Global Trade in 2025. This week, President Trump went full Thanos on international trade, slapping a 104% tariff on Chinese imports. Yes, you heard that right. Not 10%, not 20%, a full-blown century-plus slap. And China? Oh, they said, hold my yuan, and raised their tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%, effective immediately. Naturally, Wall Street threw a tantrum. The S&P 500 is teetering on a bear market. That's Wall Street speak for. We're panicking, but in suits. Investors are running from stocks faster than influencers from accountability. And let's not even talk about the CBOE Volatility Index. It's giving final season Game of Thrones energy. Chaotic, unpredictable, and definitely not what we ordered.
There are a lot of gemstones that don't exist in the United States. Most of our gemstones come from Asia, places like Thailand, places like Cambodia, and we just can't start creating those. All of that has to be imported. Same thing with our tools. Jewelry workshops use thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of tools, large pieces of machinery, things that need to be maintained, parts need to be reordered. All of that, China.
You spent years accusing small businesses of quote unquote price gouging for charging basically what it costs to make these things here. You complain when a t-shirt is more than $10. You're mad that a pair of shoes made in Massachusetts are $300. You demand that the business owners and the creators of these products justify every single cost to you to make sure that you feel like you're not getting ripped off. Which you're not. You're just ripping other people off when you buy ultra cheap things.
Business has been already down this year. Most people aren't talking about this publicly, but like we talk about it among yourselves, and craft beer sales have been down like about a third or a half to what it was last year.
Take a listen to this.
We're hearing from Microsoft as it now halts plans to invest $1 billion here in Central Ohio. The company had planned to build 3 data centers in Licking County in New Orleans.
Yeah, it had planned to build 3 data centers, but now that Donald Trump's tariffs are in effect, those plans are scrapped. Now, it should be noted that Microsoft did not give a reason, but you can bet that as these tariffs are in place, the stock market starts to shrink. There's economic uncertainty. Companies have to pull back, and they have to make decisions on where they're going to cut back. And congratulations, Ohio. You voted for Donald Trump, and they decided they'd cut back with you. Those jobs you thought that were coming won't be headed your way. Not the construction, not the data center. But hey, at least you own the libs for a little bit, and that had to feel good, right? Just remember, we only got started. Keep dancing.
Here's the thought. What if China's actually been subsidizing the US? And here's what I mean by that. Whatever you see in stores, and I'll give you a perfect example, the Nike shoes that you might have in your closet, let's say they cost $100 or $150, even $200 at the store. Those shoes were made in China or Vietnam for no more than $10 to $15, 15 being the high end. The Apple phone that you might be watching this video on, the cost to make it in China can be as low as $400, $500, but yet could easily retail for $1,500. Let's go back to the shoe for a second. Shoe manufacturers and most manufacturers in China in general are lucky to get 10 to maybe 20, 25% margins on the high end. If the shoe costs $10 and they're making about $1 off each shoe, and that $10 shoe is being sold for $150, do you see the disparity?
Folks, it is past midnight on the East Coast of the United States, and that means Donald Trump's massive tariffs on almost the entire world have now gone into effect. The system of global trade as we know it has been completely upended, and things are about to get a whole lot more expensive.
Meanwhile, economists are out here yelling recession incoming, like they're Paul Revere with a finance degree. Commodities are crashing, bond yields are acting weird, and even crypto bros are unusually quiet, which is concerning. And let's spare a thought for brands. Footwear and apparel companies are calling it tariff hell. Now, they've got to reprice their supply chains, thanks to tariff ping pong between Washington and Beijing. So here we are, folks, caught between 2 economic giants locked in a flex-off. And who pays the price? Spoiler alert, it's not them. It's us. You, me, the small businesses, and yes, even your favorite boba shop now charging 40 cents extra for tapioca. What do you think? Comment and let us know. If you like this video, send this to someone who needs to see it. Before you scroll, smash that like button and subscribe, because we've got more economic train wrecks, political drama, and meme-worthy mayhem coming your way.